Questions for reflection. In today's first reading from Baruch, the preceding verses remind Israel that the Lord gave her the law of Moses and the commandments so that she might live and shine her light to all the nations, leading them to God. These are words of encouragement. In fact, this portion of the book is called a poem of consolation. The scribe is telling the people of God that although they have brought judgment upon themselves, the Lord also remembers them, and He will rescue them. Today, we know that the Lord kept His promise in its fullness by sending His only Son, Jesus Christ, to save all people. We who now follow Jesus Christ must take heart. Although our collective sins have brought despair and discouragement, God has also sent His Son to save us and to show us the way to the fullness of salvation as we continue to respond to grace and grow in holiness of life. Our responsorial psalm celebrates God's pledge to save His people and tells us that He will rebuild His cities for those who love His name. Let us rejoice that we are invited to dwell in those cities even now spiritually, and in the world to come when Jesus returns to establish the new heaven and the new earth. Let us live each day with the hope that God will restore all that is lost to us and much, much more. Let us love His name and begin today to acclaim His name in all that we do. We are called to be a people of praise. In the gospel, we find the disciples of Jesus have returned from their mission filled with rejoicing. The Lord did indeed give them the power to cast out demons, heal the sick, and proclaim deliverance. This is a happy moment. But Jesus uses it to teach them a lesson about what should be the real cause of their joy and what should help them to grow in the virtue of humility. Jesus explains that the learned and clever people of this world, even kings, are blind and deaf to truth. How can this be? Childlike humility is essential to faith. Children understand they have much to learn, so they soak up knowledge like sponges. But the learned are often full of themselves, often comparing themselves to others and seeing themselves surrounded by fools. They suffer from hubris, the idea that they know better than others. Such a person cannot learn because they believe they know it all. This is why Jesus Christ modeled humility for us. He did not exalt Himself or take on a lofty title. Likewise, we must be humble, listening instead of speaking, so we too may come to know the fullness of truth and walk in Him.